where it is 80 kilometers east-northeast of that island's most populous city, Malmö. I fell down the rabbit hole of this seemingly unlabeled volcanic complex while marking the list of volcanoes that had erupted during the Holocene epoch on the island of Flores. I did this during my video discussing the recent destructive eruption of the Lowotobi volcano. While looking around this nearly 15,000 square kilometer island, marking large central volcanic edifices which existed, I spotted this large circular lake which just stood out to me due to my expertise with finding volcanic features. Zooming in, I soon confirmed that this feature was no ordinary reservoir or human-created water catchment lake. While both of those would have very shallow slopes leading down to the water level, this lake contained unusually steep sides, with slopes of up to 47 degrees. In fact, Danau Weibelin just looks like an explosion crater which to an extent that is exactly what it is, even containing a rim of ejecta which is higher than topography which is slightly further away from its center. There is even a similar albeit much smaller volcanic crater just to its southwest. Both of these systems represent what are known as Mars. Per a direct quote from the U.S. Geological Survey, a maar is a low-relief, broad volcanic crater formed by shallow explosive eruptions. The explosions are usually caused by the heating and boiling of groundwater when magma invades the groundwater table. Maars often fill with water to form a lake. Both of these craters look quite young, no older than 5,000 years old. While the larger lake-filled maar measures a whopping 1,200 meters or 3,937 feet wide and at least 96 meters or 315 feet deep, its smaller companion measures 371 meters or 1,217 feet wide and 34.5 meters or 113.2 feet deep. According to oral stories, the largest of these maars once had a small mountain in its place known as Mount Sidobarawao. Then, sometime between 500 BCE and 400 BCE, this mountain collapsed and what is loosely described as a cataclysm, creating Danau Weibelin. Now, I want to note that oral stories are quite low on the scale of scientific reliability, although I will also add that stories regarding volcanoes in Southeast Asia and Oceania seemingly have a higher accuracy than in other regions of the planet. After all, this is how we first got an idea that the Kinrara volcano in Australia erupting during the Holocene, being later dated to within 250 years of when Aboriginals said it formed. Eruption size. Looking at the size and depth of these two Indonesian maars, I can roughly estimate the size of the eruption which produced them. My numbers suggested a VEI-4 explosive eruption which ejected between 0.11 and 0.27 cubic kilometers of tephra, a figure similar in volume to the 2010 eruption of Mount Merapi. While this complex could be a distinct system, it could theoretically be linked to a presumably extinct, possibly dormant volcano 7 kilometers to the northeast known as Nubi. If we assume that it is a distinct system and did erupt when the stories claimed it did, this suggests that it is a potentially active volcano which may one day erupt again, forming another maar. By inputting the minimal known data about this complex and hazard rating the U.S. Geological Survey methodology of rating volcanoes, Danau Weibelin would be classified as a moderate threat volcano with a hazard score of 60. I am suggesting that more studies be done on these two maars to confirm if they truly represent an active or potentially active volcano, and if this ever becomes proven for it to be added to the aforementioned volcano databases. As a final note, I would like my new YouTube channel member Milton Sauls for